Hello YouTube, we're outside in the beautiful countryside today, and just want to let you guys know, keep you updated. I passed my 2단계 Korean exam, so woo! I am now officially on to the 3rd level, which is very hype. And to celebrate, I thought we would go to, oh, the sun is in my eyes. Oh, Boksoondoga. You can see here, Boksoondoga. This is the most famous and well-known of Makgeolli breweries, and this is in Ulsan. So we're heading out to a little far today from Busan. I figured I wanted to celebrate with a little makgeolli. I think that'd be pretty good. Anyways, I also wanted to show this off because I think this is potentially the only brewery I can actually go ahead and walk around and record and kind of look at the process and maybe get some hints at making my makgeolli maybe better. But I think it'd be a really cool experience. So let's go ahead inside and check it out. You can see here the entrance. They do have a video on YouTube. I believe it's either Vice that covers it as well, but the owner kind of goes a little bit in depth of how they go with their process. But as I saw, everything was done by hand, so very excited to maybe potentially do a tour, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see.
이거 설명드리면 이게 이제 대표 우리 손막걸리예요. 시그니처.
아, 네, 시그니처. 네, 네, 네. Alright guys, so I don't think
샴페인 막걸리로 유명합니다.
아, 진짜요?
네, 이게 샴페인 스파클링이 많아요.
다 스파클링 맞아요?
네, 다 아니 그거예요. 자연.
네.
네, 그냥 천연.
Okay. So they unfortunately don't have a tour available right now, but they do the sampling still, so that will be pretty cool. 네.
레드 라이스라고 레드 라이스로 만드는데.
아.
이거는 이제 요거랑 쌀만 다를 뿐이에요.
쌀만 다르.
요거는 화이트 라이스.
네.
레드 라이스.
Okay, so we have 2 different rices here. One is the red rice and one is the standard white rice. This first one is their like signature one, and then as you guys can see, it has different notes for each one. So I'm very excited to try each one.
노
네.
스파클링.
아, 네.
아니, 요거 스파클링 많아.
네, 여기는
이제 그게 설탕이.
설탕?
설탕 안 들어갔어.
So this one is very no sweetness, and this is the maximum sweetness. Okay, and then the last one that they have has no sparkling, basically, so no fizz to it. So we have 4 different types.
원액입니다. 막걸리의 원액.
네. All right, so the lady was explaining a lot, and I didn't want to like interrupt her. I was trying to say stuff as well. But it is unfortunately they don't do a tour right now. I tried to ask her when that would be, but even she didn't know when they'd be doing a tour again. So I kind of suck. I mean, it's not a very big brewery. You guys can. The building is all there is, and there's some back rooms with the makgeolli. But they're still doing the samplings, which is perfect, which is what I wanted to do, and go through the different notes and maybe go back in and try to get some questions answered and try to get some history of the brewery, and maybe I guess just walk around. I honestly thought that I would get a little bit more when I came here, but that's fine. I mean, I think just for a video coming back after the exam season, I think this is pretty good. And for people who have never even tried makgeolli or even know about this place, I think it would also be pretty good. So let's get into the different ones. All right, we're making Larry. I wanted to have the background. I wish this pole wasn't here, but not much I can do about that. So I've never actually seen red makgeolli before, but I do want to keep to their signature. So you guys didn't see this part. So she gave me 2 extra ones that this was, these are kind of more like just pure wines. I gotta ask her about the process again. I didn't quite understand all of it, so I want to make sure I ask again and see if I can maybe understand more of the detailed process of what these 2 are specifically made of. But the rest is just the basic standard makgeolli. So the first one we have is the hand brewed basic makgeolli, and it's very cool because I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's actually still fizzing even now. Like it's still got some fizz to it, which is very, very, very cool. So let's enjoy the first one, right? Cheers. Wow, that's really good. I'm usually not a big fan of fizzy makgeolli, but it's pretty good. I like it. It's not overpowering in terms of like, I think the thing that some people maybe don't like about makgeolli is that I guess kind of ricey taste. It maybe is the best way to describe it. There's like or the nurungji maybe. I think the nurungji sometimes comes through in makgeolli pretty well. As I'm drinking the standard one, definitely not the same to the one that I've made before. I've had my hand in making makgeolli. That was last year. Mine, I mean, a lot of people said they liked it. I've given it to coworkers, friends, and my girlfriend as well, and they've all enjoyed it. But mine definitely didn't have any carbonation that I'm trying to think of. I don't remember. It was so long ago. I don't think it had carbonation. I think it was a non-carbonated one, like another one that we have here. But it wasn't sour. It wasn't as sweet, but it was weird. I didn't personally like my own makgeolli, but everybody else did. It was very strange. However, the alcohol content was very strong. I don't know what I did, but it did end up tasting very strong. This first one is at a 6.5% ABV. So, not super strong, but this is quite a good one. This is like just their bog standard one is actually really good. I'm very excited to try the others, how they've changed the original recipe. Also, as I'm doing this YouTube, it is a little cold outside. They don't have like tables inside to enjoy, so I recommend maybe if you guys are going to come here, don't come in the winter time, I guess. The lady was nice. She did say I could sit inside, but I didn't feel comfortable recording inside while she's there, so I figured I'll just go outside and drink. And I mean, it's not super freezing, but drinking a cold beverage outside is not probably the most ideal situation, but we do have a very nice view. You guys don't see it. I'm just kind of looking at maybe a rice paddy field. I'm not sure. Just a field of something. All right, first one done. They do give you a little snacky snack to enjoy. I'm not sure what kind of snack that is. I feel like I've seen it before. It's good. It's sweet. It's nice. A nice palate cleanser. 진짜 맛있다. Hey YouTube. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. If you are, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. That'd be super cool. Almost as cool and delicious as this makgeolli is. So if you guys want to support your boy, because I really like this, I'd like to buy more of it, be sure to hit those buttons. That'd be really swell. 제일 좋아. I'd love to buy more of this. Please help me out. All right, back to the video. All right, let's move along with the red one, the red rice one. Red rice, or 빨간살 막걸리. It's a little not as red, but a little more pink. Again, it's kind of hard to see. Maybe if you guys, I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I've got an awkward angle here, but it is fizzing still, which is really impressive. I don't know when this bottle was, or I don't know when this particular makgeolli or all these makgeollis were bottled, but to have the fizz still is pretty impressive. Ooh. Interesting. It definitely has a different flavor to it. I'm not a makgeolli connoisseur, so I can't give as in-depth of a review, but it definitely does. I don't want to say it's sweeter, but let me try it again. It's weird. It almost doesn't taste like makgeolli. That's what it is. It almost tastes kind of like it almost kind of tastes like you're drinking juice, really. I mean, an alcoholic juice, I guess, but it's really weird. It's kind of messing with my taste buds, messing with my brain, because makgeolli is got that very familiar kind of rice taste to it. But this one it doesn't have any of that. You don't taste those notes anymore. It's all like, it almost like it's gone. It is a little more acidic, I think. I'm looking at the chart. No, never mind. It's not. It's okay. Yeah, this is a strange one, to be sure. I'm not really sure what to say. I will say this though, compared to a lot of makgeollis that I've had, these ones are very, like, what's the word? Carbonic? They're very carbonic. They have a lot of fizz to them. And you can definitely tell that these have a lot of care for them, because compared to ones that you buy in the mart, they're okay, right? If you buy a good brand of makgeolli in the mart, they're all right. But coming here and actually getting the fresh one, it's different. It's very different. It's the first time I've ever had a red makgeolli. I've had some flavored makgeollis before. It's not a flavored one. It's just that they've used red rice, which I don't think there is a red rice that I know of. It might be the black rice that gives it the color, but you know, I'm not one to argue with what they said, so we'll go with red rice. I should also mention that this one comes at the same alcohol percentage as the standard one. The main difference, I guess, is that just one is pink in color and the other one is not. Otherwise, I think for the most part, they are very similar. I guess the other main difference is that this one doesn't quite taste like makgeolli, which is very interesting. So I guess if you're not someone who likes the taste of makgeolli, but still want to drink it, this would be a good option for you, I guess. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, well, we've finished 2 of them down. Nice. You know, I'm actually glad that I watched a video of this place beforehand. That kind of helps, because I really thought I'd be able to do the tour. So for those of you who don't know, and just to give background and myself a little break from drinking the alcohol, Boksoondoga has been making everything by hand for a very long time now. I gotta ask them again since when they started, because I don't remember what year they've started doing this. But the owner, who is maybe still the owner, I'm not sure, she started making makgeolli when she was very, very young, is what she described. And a lot of people liked makgeolli, so she kept making it. And they still, to this day, as they advertise, they still make it by hand. Everything is made by hand. Those of you who aren't familiar with what makgeolli is, it's basically a rice wine. To make makgeolli, it's just basically using rice and nurungji and water. Those are the 3 things they use to make makgeolli. Now, I thought that was the common way to make it, but apparently nurungji is not also commonly used. I thought it was the main ingredient for making makgeolli, but the way they described it was that they're still one of the few ones that make with nurungji, or they might have been mentioning that they make their own nurungji. I'm not sure either way, so I'll try to ask that question as well. But yeah, you just mix in nurungji. Nurungji is a kind of yeast activator. Nurungji is the activator for the rice to start making the alcohol. Basically, that's what it does. That, like, for most alcohol, what nurungji exactly is, I think it's a fermented, like, wheat. Basically, it's like a dried powdered wheat that is then fermented and put into like a block, and then you break it up and mix it up with the rice, and then, you know, put it in water and have it ferment. But again, these are questions I'll try to ask them and try to get more opinion on as well. To make makgeolli, it's actually pretty simple. It is, as I said, just basically 3 ingredients: rice, water, and nurungji. The fermentation process doesn't take super long. It takes about, I think, 2 weeks. It depends on the season, obviously. And then they use the ongi, which you guys could see earlier. The ongi are just the big clay pots, and those are very useful for making, because they have they're very good at breathing and letting air, just a minimal amount of air to keep the process going. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. Like I said, I'm going to try to ask you more questions as much as I can, to the best of my ability. I will try. And yeah, let's go ahead and start enjoying more makgeolli. So then this other one that they have down here, it's also the same alcohol percentage at 6.5 ABV, but this is a super dry makgeolli, which is also still fizzing. Yeah, this one is still fizzing as well. Also, I should mention, they give you quite a decent amount in these cups. It's very nice. Oh, cheers, by the way. Ooh, this one I'm not a big fan of, but smell-wise. Ah. Yeah, not a fan of that one. Not a fan of that one. That one does not have pretty much any sweetness to it, as super dry might give away. It is super dry. In terms of like, I know that when people think super dry, it's like dry to the palate. This one doesn't taste quite as dry to the palate as like maybe like a dry wine would be, but it is like, it's basically just not sweet. And I think, like I said, I think a lot of the nurungji comes a lot through. And for those of you who have not smelled or dealt with nurungji does not smell good, trust me. When I was making makgeolli, it was probably the worst part, was getting a whiff of that. It's not good. It's not very good. Yeah, not a big fan of the super dry. I'll finish it up, but yeah, that's definitely not for me. It does have the same amount of acidity, but this one is a lot more fizzy. But yeah, I think if you're not a big makgeolli person, or have never tried it, I think this would probably be one that you might want to avoid first and try the other ones first, and then slowly get to makgeolli. But it's you know, it's still fine. It's not like it's bad or anything. It's just not to my taste, I guess. I suppose though, like having this kind of makgeolli with like something sweet, I guess, alongside it, like these crisps that I have, would be a good idea, I guess. Because as I'm eating the crisp and drinking this, it's pretty nice. It's not too bad. So having that option of not sweet makgeolli to go alongside it is very good. It's a nice bonus, I guess. Well, I just had a lovely chat with the older lady who's helping me out with the stuff. Get some hint. Actually, so I didn't know this. So for making the makgeolli at home, just adding a little bit of sugar might help get that sweetness. So that was probably my mistake. I didn't add any sugar. That's okay. We live and we learn, right? Brewing is a process, and I'm excited. This, if anything, this gets me excited to make makgeolli again. I'm very excited to try it again. But she said that the 10 days is fine. Basically, like the 7 to 10 days is a good time to process it. I guess it just really depends on the temperature and all of that. Especially if I'm just at home. For like these big lads, I'm sure the 10 days is not enough. But anyways, let's try the last one the last makgeolli that we have, and then we have the two wines. This is the normal one. It's pretty flat, no carbonic acid to it. It's pretty good. I like that one, actually. This one also sits at a higher alcohol percentage, so I'm not sure why that is. Why this one sits at 10% versus the other one's at 6.5. It's not as sweet as the first two. It's a little better than the dry one. But yeah, it's definitely unique. I think this is kind of, it's very thick. Or at least it feels thick because it doesn't have the carbonic acid to it. It's not bubbly or fizzy. But it's kind of weird because I've had the fizzy ones, so it kind of feels like I should get the fizzy ones or get a fizzy taste from it. But it's very good. It's more my style than the super dry is. Like, it's not very sweet, but it's just sweet enough for me, I guess. But I think still their signature one is the best one. I can understand why it's the signature one. I think for me, it'd be great if it didn't have the carbonic acid to it. Or I think for me, it'd be great if it wasn't fizzy. But I mean, it's still great. It's still really, really, really good. I love it, yeah. Oh, 감사합니다. 천주. All right, YouTube, let's get the last ones. So we have 천준 과주 맞아요. So this is kind of like when you get the makgeolli, it's kind of like that, the top stuff basically. It's the leftover. It's just the pure wine essentially at this point. Let's see if I can get that. There you go. It's not white or like that milky kind of consistency anymore. So I mean, just try it out. Oh, it's quite strong.
한 잔 더 줄까? 한 잔 더.
아, 괜찮아요. I should ask if I wanted more. I'm good. I think I'm fine with more, but it's very unique taste.
밥 있더나? 오늘 또 이거 어제 먹는 거. 밥 왔나?
It's very, very, very consistent to like a dry wine, like a dry white wine. This is the more expensive stuff, so I guess this is the stuff that has the most alcohol in it. I didn't ask how much alcohol is in it. Maybe I can find out how much it is in. And the last one.
술 맛있어?
네, 너무 맛있어요. Ooh, the last one is a bit better.
이거 11,000원이야.
11,000원 이거요?
12,000원.
12,000원.
이거는 6만 원.
6만 원? 오, 비싸요. 이거요? 아니, 손막걸리 얼마예요?
그거 손막걸리는 12,000원인데.
12,000원.
여기 왔으니까
네.
11,000원이고. 이거 당도 이거. 막 가.
네. 네, 안녕히 계세요. I think her coworkers were telling her, egging her on to get the food. She was very nice though. She did give me some coffee, so that might help with the alcohol. But she was very knowledgeable. I asked her if she works here. She actually doesn't really work here. I think she just gives the tour guides for the area, I guess. But very nice of her. Anyways, going back to alcohol. Last two I just had, they were very nice. By far, probably like on par with like some pretty top tier wines in my opinion. That was very nice. I had like just the right amount of sweetness to it, and I can understand the price value to this. The second one that I had is about 60,000 won for the bottle, which is not like very expensive, like when you consider like some of the very, 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 very high class wines, but still much more expensive than a standard makgeolli. The other makgeollis, they sit at about, I think 16, I think is what she said, or 20, which are very expensive compared to regular makgeollis at the mart. Regular makgeollis are around 5,000 won, I think. So, but you do pay for, I guess, what's the word? You do pay for the craftsmanship, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. You do pay for that higher grade, higher tier makgeolli, which is very nice. I've tried all of them now, and honestly, they've all been super, super, super delicious. I think out of all the ones that I've tried so far, I still think the first one is the best one. But that last one, the Boksoondoga takju, which is the one that doesn't have the fizz to it, was also very, very nice. The red one with the red rice was also very unique. I like that one. So that would be interesting to try and have at home just for like a non-makgeolli, I guess. And I guess the one that I didn't like the most was the super dry, but it does have its up points. Like I said, I think if you eat something sweet with it, it can be a very nice combination. But as for the rest of them, I think the rest of them are going to be just like normal ones that you drink anytime. Some nice coffee afterwards. This is quite nice after the cold. But yeah, this place is really cool. I honestly didn't expect to get a sampler of 4. There's a lot of things I didn't expect. I thought I would be on a tour and then have a sample of like 1, but we didn't have the tour and I got 4 to try. So that worked out really well. I will try to walk around as best I can to just kind of give a view around the area, and then I don't know if there's a restaurant nearby. I thought there was a restaurant nearby that also like sells makgeolli and you can get some food. I'll have to walk around and see if there's that. Try to get some more questions answered. I tried asking the lady when it first started, but I think she just told me like when the first lady started, that's when it started. And I was like, well, okay, but like what year? But she was very kind for helping me out, and so that was cool. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I think we're all done for the sampling. I'm gonna walk around a bit and give you guys the final experience of Boksoondoga. Hope you guys enjoy. Just gonna go over the little shop that they have. I've never seen these crackers before, but they have some very nice bowls. And then they have these golf balls as well that are pretty unique. And then just kind of go over to the place itself. This is, again, the shop where they store some of them. The ones that you can buy. These are, ooh, limited edition picnic bag. Very nice. So they do have like a lot of things that they sell and offer. I guess maybe this was kitchen cooking. I'm not sure. Also, it's apparently a part of a stamp tour. Huh. Maybe that's part of like the official tour, but this is the whole shop. It's very nice, very simple. And yeah, let's see if maybe some stuff we can get. I think I got very lucky when I first got here. I think people are now starting to come in to buy the makgeolli. But yeah, I guess this was a pretty good day to come in. I wanted to maybe like walk around a bit, but I think there's really all to see here. It's just like people that are living here. And then over here, I assume this room with the door that's partially closed, this area here is where they have the makgeolli stored. I don't know if this is the room that they would have people go in for the tour. And then this section over here is also, oh, this looks like the restaurant here. So I think they just have these closed for right now, which we passed by earlier. So, but yeah, it's a shame that we couldn't do the tour today. I don't know when they're gonna open the tour again. The lady said she wasn't sure. It's still worth coming out here to come in and experience the makgeolli and experience more of Ulsan. This is a bit out of the way to get to, though. I will say this. To come out here, the bus takes forever on the weekend, so I recommend coming out here on a weekday. That's probably the best shot. The bus comes every 30 to 60 minutes. So unless you want to pay for a taxi, then I think the best choice is to come during the weekday. Which I also, by the way, I love this little shack that they have the shop in. It's very nice. This is a quite nice way to celebrate the passing of the Korean exam. Although, that's pretty much it. I was expecting a little bit more, but that's okay. I think for you guys, it's very nice to know where the makgeolli comes from, what you can see. Oh man, so much sun in my face. Hold on. There we go. It's better. I think this was a really cool experience. Even if I didn't get to do the tour, it was very nice to actually talk and kind of get a little inside scope of like how I can make my makgeolli better. Also just try some new stuff, or also try some new makgeolli, get a first-hand taste of like some really good makgeolli as opposed to the ones I can buy from the mart. But in case for you guys, if you want to come out here and you don't want to worry about the tour or not, there are other things to do in Ulsan, which I will show off later. Not for this video. This video is just going to be about Boksoondoga, but there are many things to do and experience in Ulsan. This is just one of the things I wanted to show off and just kind of give a little bit of the makgeolli culture for you guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and get some makgeolli, and I think we'll call it a day. And for those of you curious about the wine part, so this is what I meant. So like the makgeolli is like, or the wine part was basically mostly just this without the bottom rice part. That's what that very expensive wine part is. That's this, except it's a little bit more concentrated than what you get here. You can't just buy this makgeolli over here, right, and then expect it to be the same as the more expensive one. It's a little different, but that's what this is. It's without the kind of rice soot, I guess, at the bottom. I gotta ask more about that, but yeah, without this white stuff basically. Well guys, that's it for our adventure. We got the makgeolli. I got 2 bottles. I got the takju and the signature handmade makgeolli. She even recommended that the best way, you can actually mix these two for an even better flavor, so that's kind of why I got it. You mix the takju for 1 and then 2. It's like a 2-to-1 ratio basically, so I'm very excited to try that later on. They do come in this nifty little bag, little ice pack, so if you're a little far away, you can travel with it and you'll be fine. It does last about a month in the fridge. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Overall good experience. I just wish that there was the restaurant open or the tour was open, but that's fine. Live and learn, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much, YouTube. Glad to be back. There will be some more traveling videos, more showing off what there is to do in Korea. I'm sorry guys, you guys are blinded by the light there. More things to do in Korea, and I'm very excited to show those off for you. So Until then, YouTube, ciao for now. See you next time. Love you guys. Peace out. Bye.